It is true that the seafaring profession has always had a special attraction for European fishermen, especially in the Atlantic coastal areas. Their lives are closely linked to the vast and challenging ocean. The image of large ships sailing far out to sea, surfing the waves to find mackerel and herring has become a symbol of resilience and tradition. This is not only a job to make a living but also an art, requiring a deep understanding of ocean currents, fish flows, and unpredictable weather changes. Mackerel and herring, two small but highly valuable fish species, are the main targets of long trips. To catch them, fishermen must use modern fishing techniques combined with experience passed down from generation to generation. Giant nets are dropped into the deep sea, capturing large schools of fish. Work on the ships takes place continuously and without stopping. After each catch, tons of fish are pulled up, classified and preserved immediately to ensure freshness. Life in the Atlantic is harsh but also full of humanity. In the cramped space of the ship, fishermen eat, sleep, work and share stories about their families and their encounters with storms. They are the silent heroes, bringing back precious gifts from the ocean day and night. The mackerel and herring fishing industry not only provides an abundant food source for Europe but also contributes to maintaining a vibrant and unique maritime economy. Looking at the ships returning to port with full holds of fish, we not only see the fruits of their labor but also feel the strong connection between people and the sea. Atlantic fishermen often face many risks, from unexpected storms to changes in fish stocks. Climate change is changing the marine ecosystem, directly affecting the habitat and migration of mackerel and herring. This forces fishermen to adapt, looking for new fishing grounds that are farther away, more expensive and more dangerous. Modern ships are equipped with navigation systems, sonar, and advanced fishing equipment to increase fishing efficiency. However, the most important factor is still the experience and courage of the people. There are trips that last for weeks, even months. Fishermen have to live at sea, far from family and land. They are people of the sea, living on the sea and dedicating their whole lives to the profession. Mackerel and herring fishing is not only a part of the economy, but also an indispensable part of European culture. It represents tradition, perseverance and the spirit of adventure. Each fish caught is not only a product, but also a story of arduous trips, long sleepless nights and the courage of fishermen on the Atlantic. Films about the sea are always fascinating. Looking at modern European fishing vessels, especially those specializing in catching mackerel off the Atlantic, I am even more impressed. The process of catching mackerel on these vessels is no longer the scene of fishermen pulling nets by hand but has become an extremely impressive industrial process, bringing in hundreds of tons of fish after each pull. Everything starts with technology. Fishermen no longer rely on luck but use the most advanced positioning and sonar systems to accurately search for giant schools of fish. Once the location is determined, they will lower giant seine nets, tens of meters wide and hundreds of meters deep. In just a moment, schools of tens of thousands of mackerel are neatly contained within the encirclement. Then comes the harvesting process. These giant nets are pulled up by a powerful hydraulic winch system. Tons of fresh mackerel are pumped directly from the nets into the ship's hold through specialized pipes. The whole process is quick and efficient. ensuring that the fish are immediately put into cold storage to maintain maximum freshness. On board, everyone has a specific task, from the captain who oversees the entire process, to the sailors who operate the machinery, preserve and process the fish. Life on these ships is a series of non-stop working days, but the results are extremely rewarding. Looking at the holds full of mackerel, you can see the intersection of tradition and technology that has made the fishing industry more efficient than ever. Providing an abundant source of food for millions of people around the world. Fishing mackerel on such a large scale poses significant challenges. Sustainability is one of the industry's top priorities. Modern fishing vessels are not only equipped with technology to find and catch fish, but also have to strictly adhere to regulations on quotas and seasons. This is to ensure that mackerel resources are not depleted and the marine ecosystem is maintained in balance. In addition, the processing and preservation of fish right on the ship is also an extremely important step. Hundreds of tons of mackerel, after being loaded onto the ship, will go through the process of sorting, cleaning and super-fast freezing. Thanks to this technology, fresh mackerel can be preserved for many months before reaching the port, ensuring the best quality when reaching consumers. Modern maritime work is not only a battle between humans and the wind and waves, but also a combination of technology, scientific knowledge and respect for nature. These giant ships are a symbol of development, providing a source of income for millions of people and maintaining a traditional profession full of identity. Looking at these images, I appreciate even more the silent fishermen who work day and night on the vast ocean. The life of a fisherman on the Atlantic always begins with the sound of the ship's horn at dawn. Before the sun has even risen, the giant ships have left the port, cutting the waves to the open sea. These are modern ships, not just for making a living, but for conquering. Their trips do not last for days, but weeks, sometimes even months, with a single goal: the giant schools of mackerel and herring that are migrating. On deck, there is no scene of fishermen sitting weaving or mending nets like in fairy tales. Instead, there is the sound of machinery operating smoothly, people talking through walkie-talkies. Everything is automated. The captain sits in the cabin with sonar and radar screens flashing, reading every signal of the ocean. As soon as a school of fish is detected, a quick decision is made, and the giant seine nets begin to be lowered. Each heavy steel cable drops down into the deep ocean, enclosing a large school of fish. When the net is pulled up, that is when the most magnificent scene takes place. Hundreds of tons of silver mackerel glisten, pouring into the hold like a stream. The whole ship seems to shake with weight and life. The sailors' hands do not need to touch each fish. A giant pump system does that job, bringing the fish directly into the freezer. The strong fishy smell of the ocean blends with the smell of engine oil. Creating a unique, harsh but inspiring working space. They work tirelessly, day and night. Sleep is only a short moment between catches. There are times when the waves are big. The ship sways like a leaf on the water, but they still hold on to the steering wheel, keeping the ship steady to ensure that the catch is not lost. Life at sea is a combination of physical strength, technological intelligence and courage. When the hold is full, the ship's whistle sounds again, signaling a return journey. At this time, everyone's face is radiant with joy and pride. They not only bring back fish, but also the result of long days facing the wind and waves. Testament to their resilience and love for the sea. When the ship docked, the fishing port became bustling again. Fresh tuna was shipped all over the world. They were not only food, but also the story of the silent fishermen, of life on the vast Atlantic, where people and the sea became one. And every time I ate a piece of tuna, I remembered the story of those ships, of those people, who devoted their whole lives to the sea. The story of fishing on the Atlantic does not stop at the giant ships. It is also the story of the workers at the fishing port. They are the ones who receive the fruits of long journeys, where fresh tuna are put into giant cold storage, preparing for the journey to the global market. Here, everything was bustling like a festival. Electric forklifts worked non-stop, moving dozens of tons of fish that have been packed in boxes. Workers work at high speed but still ensure precision. They sort the fish, pack them and prepare them for shipping. Each crate is carefully labeled, clearly stating the origin, weight, and date of catch, ensuring transparency and product quality. From the fishing port, these mackerels will make their way to processing plants, supermarkets and restaurants across Europe and the world. They can be sold fresh, smoked, canned or frozen. Each product is the crystallization of a closed process, from offshore fishing to the final processing stage, ensuring delicious and nutritious dishes. Modern fishing is a blend of human factors and technology. No matter how modern the boats are, the fishermen are still the soul of the profession. They carry within them courage, perseverance and an undying love for the sea. Every time I see a dish made from mackerel, I remember those ships, those fishermen, and the long story of life on the ocean. What a long and fascinating story. So next, let's explore the process of processing herring in the factory to create the delicious canned fish that we often see when the fresh herring is brought from the fishing boat to the port. The journey in the processing factory begins quickly and professionally. First is the preliminary processing stage. The herring is put on the automatic conveyor belt. Here, workers will remove the substandard fish. Then, the fish is washed with cold water to remove all impurities and bacteria. Next, the modern machinery system will quickly cut off the head and tail. Clean the fish intestines, ensuring hygiene. After preliminary processing, the herring is cut into bite-sized pieces and put into pre-prepared tin boxes. This process is often fully automated. Each piece of fish is neatly arranged in a box, then seasoned with special sauces such as tomato sauce, vegetable oil, or other spices according to the manufacturer's recipe. This is the secret to creating the unique flavor of each type of canned herring. After being seasoned and canned, the herring boxes will be transferred to the steaming and sterilization chamber. This is the most important step to ensure that the fish is cooked evenly. Often delicious, and most importantly, completely eliminates bacteria. This process is carried out at high temperature and pressure for a certain period of time, helping to preserve the product safely without the need for preservatives. Once the steaming process is completed, the fish boxes are cooled quickly. Finally, they are labeled and packed into cartons, ready for distribution to supermarkets and stores around the world. All of the above steps comply with strict food safety and hygiene procedures. From the input materials to the final product. Thanks to that, each can of herring is not only a convenient dish, but also a product of a modern and safe production process, bringing the taste of the sea to everyone. The story of canned herring is not over yet. After being labeled and packaged, the boxes of herring will be transported to large warehouses. Here, they are arranged and managed by an electronic system, ensuring that every product can be tracked from the time it leaves the factory until it reaches the consumer. From the warehouse, canned herring will be distributed to supermarkets, convenience stores and restaurants around the world. Wherever you are, from big cities to remote rural areas, you can find a convenient can of herring. A small can of herring not only contains also the result of a huge supply chain, from the brave fishermen in the Atlantic, to the skilled workers in the factories, to the diligent transporters. It is a testament to the connection between people, technology and nature. Every time we open a can of herring, we are not only enjoying a dish, but also listening to the story of the long journeys and the people who made it possible. The story of the little herring goes further than that. It has become an indispensable part of the cuisine of many countries. From herring salad mixed with mayonnaise in France, herring sandwiches in the Netherlands, to rich herring soup in Northern Europe, each dish has its own unique characteristics, but all originate from a single source of ingredients: herring caught from the vast ocean. The convenience, high nutritional value and delicious taste have made canned herring a popular choice in the daily meals of millions of families. From picnics, quick lunches at the office, to cozy dinners at home, canned herring is always a reliable companion. The story of herring is not only a story about fishing, technology or cuisine, but also a story about connection. It connects the ocean to the land, fishermen to consumers, and different food cultures around the world. And every time we enjoy a piece of herring, we are not just eating, but experiencing a long story, which began in the waves of the Atlantic. The journey of the little herring continues in unexpected ways. Today, this story also touches people who are looking for a sustainable way of life.